Alright, welcome back everyone. Here is my next tutorial that I think I'm going to be doing. Well, I don't think, I know. And that's this cute little redecorated Easter egg. Look at that. I think that is adorable. Alright, and it just takes some things that, well, me as a crafter I had laying around. And need some jute twine. I keep it in a little cookie tin, an old cookie tin, so that it comes out nice and is contained. I got a lid to put on it. This is the lid. I love this kind of storage. I don't know why. A plastic Easter egg, or any kind of Easter egg that's obviously not edible. We don't want anything edible. Some ribbon, whatever ribbon you like. I like how this matches with the twine. It makes it nice and rustic. This was just a bead from a necklace thing that I took apart. Every time I see something, I'm like, well, I'm not going to use it as it is, so I tear it apart and I keep it. Then these are some ribbon flowers. These are little flowers that were made out of ribbon. You buy these at just about any craft store will have them. And then, of course, you're going to need your hot glue gun. And I keep knocking other stuff over that's out here in my chaos collection. Let me get a couple glue sticks, couple more glue sticks on hand. It really doesn't take that much glue. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to show you the beginning and get you started. And then I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me go through this whole thing. That's the cool thing about having video, is I do have it already started and almost done. So I'm going to show you how to start it and get up a few rounds, and then I'll skip over to show you how to finish it. And alright, I think my hot glue gun is ready to rock and roll. The thing that I'm using for my hot glue gun stand is a spoon rest that you would normally use in your kitchen. Let's see, summer before last we went to Niagara Falls, and this was one of my souvenirs that I brought home, and I was like, well, I don't want to use it in the kitchen, but I keep it down here where I can see it and remind myself that I went to Niagara. Okay, so first what you're going to do is you're going to put a dollop of hot glue right there. And this hot glue gun does not like to stay standing up. See? It's old. It's tired, I guess. So you're going to want to kind of roll this around in the hot glue. You can use yarn, twine, whatever you like. And after a while, you don't really, I mean, hot glue still hurts, obviously, but I've gotten kind of used to the temperature, so I can just reach in and touch it. You might want to have like a piece of wax paper, or like a pair of scissors or a knife to press it down while it's cooling off, because you really want this tail. This tail is really important. You want it good and in place. And then you're going to put just a little bit of hot glue up around. And you want to make this, turn as tight as possible. And then just a little bit more hot glue, and as tight as possible, because you really don't want any of the plastic eggs showing through if you can help it. And you just keep going. You don't need, like I said, you don't need a lot of hot glue to hold it in place, just enough. And the first couple times around are always the most awkward. If you see, I didn't put some hot glue in a couple places because there was some that had squirted out from the previous round. So there was no point in doing any more in that area. And you want to make sure you keep your wrap good and tight because you really don't want any of the yellow egg showing through. You want people to believe that this is a egg that was completely made out of the twine. I'm just using my thumb of my left hand to put a little bit of pressure on the twine to keep it from unraveling while the glue's holding in place. And get that in that spot. Then I need to reload. I wish I could remember what crafter I saw do this, but this was, when I saw this crafter do this with the hot glue, I thought it was genius. And it was, they just melted the glue on the tip with the tip of the hot glue gun and then pushed it through so that the two glue sticks kind of stick together, and then you don't have that over, well, not over, how sometimes the glue stick doesn't want to, the new glue stick doesn't want to stay in, it doesn't want to push the other one down into place. Don't cross your streams, people. I love quoting movies. That's a fact. I used to work at Blockbuster a long time ago. I could quote movies that I haven't even seen. Alright. So you get the picture. You just kind of keep going around. You want to make sure that it stays good and tight. You want that nice tight spiral. And like, see, this egg even had a little crack in it, so this is a good one to recycle into a project like this. And if you guys are hearing whining in the background, a little puppy, he's upset at me because I'm doing this instead of playing with him. I used to redecorate Easter eggs all the time when I was littler. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I think you guys get the hint. The hint, not the gist of it, I should say. And if the glue gets kind of goopy up on here, you can peel it off. That's the best part, is you don't have to worry about being too super neat because it'll peel off pretty easy on the outside. So I'm going to stop there on that one, set it to the side. Now with the power of video, haha, we've wrapped it all around. I've kept it good and tight. There's a couple times that I had to like stop and kind of push it back while the glue was still a little bit malleable. So now you're going to go through and you're going to just finish off. You're still going to keep going around in that circle and keeping a tight weave. You almost don't need as much glue because the glue kind of pushes through. I'm just going to go ahead and put the last little bit of glue in there that I'm going to need probably. I think when I did this all together, it only took like, I don't know, 15 minutes. And then I'm going to snip it off and curl this last one into place and hold it tight. Oh, sorry, was I off camera that whole time? There you go. All I did was curled it into place. Ooh, that's hot. See? I say I'm used to it, but it's still hot. There we go. Tucked in good and tight. Final. So that part was super easy. Now you take your ribbon. I like to go ahead and put just a little bit of hot glue there. Get it into place. Let it kind of, gotta let it kind of set up just a little bit, because if you start pulling and wrapping too soon, it'll just pull loose and you'll have a big old mess. So with keeping your fingers there, you're going to come over and you're going to put a little bit, just a little dab of hot glue, and then you're going to pull the ribbon good and tight. And that's because it's on a curve, so you want it to curve nicely and not buckle. And so as I'm doing this, I'm pulling good and tight. Then I'm here to the end. I'm gonna take my scissors. I'm gonna cut it just a little bit past the other end, because I want to be able to fold it under to make a nice little finished edge. So a little bit of hot glue, and a puppy's yawning at me. He's trying to tell me it's bedtime. I think that's a Doberman thing. My other Dobie used to do that. He'd come and tell me it was bedtime all the time. Okay, so I turned that under. Just use a little bit of hot glue to hold it in place. And now I'm going to do just a little bit more hot glue and pull it into place good and tight. Look how cute. See? So far, so easy, right, guys? Now, with this one, I did one large purple one, and I just took a pair of scissors and just cut close to the base. I left just a little bit of green because that kind of holds the whole ribbon together. And then, same thing with the smaller ones. I cut two. Watch out, because they like to fly when they go. I believe I could fly. Alright. And I like this little thing that I already showed you, because it looks kind of like a little leaf. So, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to pick a spot I like right here to where I'm going to have the seam towards the back of whatever decoration I put this in. I kind of have an idea of what decoration I'm going to do with this later on. So you guys will see finished eggs in a different DIY tutorial. Ooh, that was hot. Right into the hot glue on that one. When you're working with hot glue, be careful. Don't permanently damage yourself. And then I just did another little dab of hot glue for this one. And then another little dab of hot glue for the next one. Kind of just holding them in place. Letting them and the glue settle down. And then a dab of hot glue there for the leaf. And, oh dear, I think I just put my leaf in backwards. I did. Not a big deal. I'll just pull it out and clean it off. That's a good thing about hot glue, is it can be permanent, but it's also kind of semi-permanent. You can dismantle things that have been put together with hot glue with little difficulty. Okay, see, I cleaned up my act, guys. All right. I call it upside down because I like this little tip right there. It makes it look like it's the point of the leaf. And then on this end is where the jewelry string went through. There's actually a little hole right there. I don't know if you can... There we go. There we go. Kind of saw it there. Alright, so I'm just going to replace some hot glue. Put that leaf back in place. Kind of move my flowers around just a little bit. Okay. That was simple. Tell me what you guys think about this down in the comments. Comment if there's a craft that you'd like to see me do with these. If you have any suggestions on how to make it a little easier or a different way to decorate, by all means, let me know. Spread the love. Hit the subscribe button. Hit me the thumbs up. Make sure you hit that little bell icon so that you get the updates when I update. And I'll catch you on the next one.